Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
My name is Suleiman, and I'm working as HIV AIDS Zonal Supervisor in Central West Zone in Malawi here. Our topic of discussion this afternoon is on educational foundation of Adventist health message. That is educational Good. Now, by way of introduction, ladies and gentlemen, since we are all working in a hospital setting, I'm sure you know things that are good and bad to our lives. Are we together? If I may ask, taking regular exercise, is it good or bad to our health?
Good.
Good. Breakfast?
Very good.
How about smoking?
No.
Alcohol?
No.
Role. So, if we don't think that are really good and bad, but we see ourselves indeed doing those bad things, for example, let's say not exercising, not eating healthy breakfast, smoking, drinking excessive alcohol, why is it difficult for us to change? Out there, we know that this is actually detrimental to our health, but we still insist on doing that. The question is, why are we still insisting on doing those things that we're doing, although we know that they are detrimental to our lives? Right, so there are many factors. If I may ask you, why haven't you done exercise? For example, this morning. You will tell me, no, I have to wake up very early in the morning, I have got busy schedule. There are a lot of reasons why, we are not actually observing those things. But essentially, I want to draw your attention to two factors that are very influential why we are not changing our habits. One is the culture, all right? And then secondly, there is a link to emotional component. So emotion, when I talk of culture, for example, if a child sees his parents, all right, doing some exercise daily or doing exercise regularly, that child is going to grow up with the notion that exercise is good. Are we together? Yes. Now, again, for example, the emotional component that I want to share with you is, for example, a grandmother tells her grandson that drinking plenty of water is for the camels. All right? That child is going to grow up with that notion to say that, okay, if I drink too much water, I'm just like a camel, not a human. Are we there? Yeah, so these two factors actually play a vital role in our habits, the habit that we actually observe. So now to go to the remedies, all right, or to introduce you to something that is going to actually help us to change this our habit. That is what is called 7SM, 7-step model. All right, this is based on educational, psychological, even spiritual, all right, theories. Out there, this 7SM, we have to first of all start with number 1, which is the goal. Right, before we get a goal of what we want to achieve, we have to identify a negative or a negative habit, all right, that we want to change, a behavior that we actually want to change. Are we together? For example, if I'm not doing exercise, my goal is to be doing exercise. Are we there? Yeah, so this goal has to be direct, it has to be specific, and it has to be measurable. It's something that you can actually measure. All right? It's something that you can say, I can do this within this specified period of time. Now, having set your goal, you now look at antecedents. Antecedents are those things that will actually make you to be doing what you are doing. The factors that will lead you. Is it busy schedule? Is it peer pressure? Is it whatever? Those are antecedents. All right? If you identify the antecedents, you go to the third step, which is the consequence. Consequences are those negative effects that or that behavior, that negative behavior has caused to us in our lives. Altogether, those are the consequences. Now, having identified all this, you have to look at the benefits. You have to make a plan. What are the benefits? If I should change this, my behavior, what are the benefits that I'm going to drive? Am I going to be healthier than the way I am? For example, if I'm smoking and I decide to quit smoking, all right? What are the health impact? What are the benefits that I'm going to drive? Are we all together? Yes. Good. So having done that, now you go to programming. That is, now you make a plan. What are the things that I'm supposed to do? Under programming is broadly categorized into what, where, when, and with who. That is to say, what are you supposed to be doing? All right? When or where do you think you are going to do that? If I say I want to do exercise, when? From 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Where I identify a place where I can do my exercise, and with who? My wife, my child, all right? Just to have a partner who can actually support me. Then the sixth one is to reinforce. Reinforcement is now you trying to get some reward from what you do, either material gain or even social, all right? For example, if you achieve what you want to achieve, you can opt to have a hug from your wife, out together, or from your husband. That is reinforcement. The last one is commitment. Commitment and motto. That is, you can get a poster to write your own commitment, to say, I am going to be doing exercise from whatever to whatever. You paste it where you think you are going to be having access to it. Every time you wake up, you have a look at that. Are we together? Yes. So when you do this, you are certainly going to change that behavior. Now, having changed the behavior, how are you going to maintain the behavior that you have changed? There are 3 things that you're supposed to do for maintenance. That is the called secret of maintenance. Secret of maintenance, you have number 1 as evaluation. All right? Number 2 is self-instructing. And then the third one is prayer. Yes, under evaluation, maybe like a week or a month, you sit down and evaluate. What have I achieved so far? All right? What is it that I haven't achieved? So how are you going to reprogram yourself? And the self-instructing, that is the component number 2, is that you actually are supposed to get word of encouragement, either from your own self, by standing in the front of a mirror to say, yes, you can do it, I can do it. Are we together? Or maybe your spouse can actually be telling you just to make sure that you achieve what you want to achieve. And then lastly, prayer, ladies and gentlemen, is very good, very, very important for us to be prayerful. Whatever we want to achieve in life, all right, let's kneel down and ask God to assist us. That behavior that we are not changing, all right, despite all the plans that we have to also ask God to guide us, to give us the wisdom to practice what we want to practice. Having said this, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I have for you briefly. All right? Thank you so much for your attention. I don't know whether you have got some questions for me from what we have discussed so far. Are we happy? Yes. All right. Thank you so much.